So for such a big, strong, strapping man, John Cena, sure, well, it's coming across a bit of a bitch, really. You would have heard this, you would have seen this, and if you haven't, let me inform you, and I will show you the video as well. But John Cena has apologised to the entirety of China. Because what, pray tell, could he have possibly done that would have been just so... it just incurs the wrath of China? Oh, he said that Taiwan was a country and not a part of China. There you go. So I think there's a few things to unpack here. One, John Cena was probably told, it's not his fault, he was probably told by the executive producers of Fast 9, right? Fast and Furious 9. I bet you anything that's where it came from. Let's be honest, it's a business, they want to make money in China. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. You know, you'd have to be intentionally obtuse to say that you don't get it. You could admit that you don't like it, but you can understand the motivation behind it. And I think, you know, we need to accept that that is the motivation. They're a business after all. But this is on the promotional tours of Fast 9, if I remember rightly, and he spoke about Taiwan, and he said it's a country and obviously not part of China. Not specifically, but if you call Taiwan a country, then boom, it's intentional. Well, basically you're saying it's not part of China. Now, that in and of itself, it's not offensive. Yes, it must be offensive to a communist regime that wants to control everything and, you know, is 100% doesn't like the fact that they've been disgraced by Taiwan, that's, you know, could become separatist and God, no, we don't want anything to do with you. Go away, please and thank you. And obviously it's complex and there's a lot more to it than just that, I'm aware. But then we have the other side of it, right? So you've got the fact that we know that this is happening, that the producers, the directors, the writers, whatever, the studio are trying to get China on side. Like, that's 100%. We know that. We've known that for a while. But then we have the other side of it, which is fascinating, and I do think it's fascinating, but it's the mainstream Hollywood, media, the companies. Deadline, Fast 9 star John Cena apologises in Mandarin to China over calling Taiwan a country. Now, you'd look at that and you'd go, okay, wow. They're highlighting it. They're bringing it to light. And, you know, it's been a long road to this. I think predominantly it started on, you know, YouTubers calling it out because it was obviously the way they conduct themselves is not the best, China specifically. And YouTubers have been calling it out for ages, but now mainstream media is catching up to it, which is fascinating. I was really, really shocked that that was something which they even come out with and actually even said. But then we go into the article itself. In a most unusual apology. Alright, we're starting to get the pushback now. Yes, studios obviously are still kowtowing to China. Get the motivation, we understand that, again, unless you're obtuse. But media is saying, yeah, in a most unusual apology. Okay, wow. Good. Good. Get that pushback going. It is good to do that. It is good to have some sort of moral standings on things. Wrestler turned actor John Cena has taped a video, mea culpa, to China and its moviegoers for describing Taiwan as a country in a promotional video for his latest installment of the Fast and Furious series. Oh God. Oh no. The backlash was immediate on Chinese social media against Cena for not identifying Taiwan as part of China. Well, they wouldn't. Taiwanese people wouldn't. Who do we respect? Do we respect the communist regime, or do we respect people, you know, trying to live their lives free? It's an easy choice to me, personally. Whatever, I guess. But then the article goes, what is unusual is that Cena made his mea culpa in Mandarin. I don't think that's unusual, to be perfectly honest. It's the language that he can speak. He clearly got told, I think this actually indicates even more that he got told to do it pretty pronto. So he was like, shit, I can do Mandarin. And they were like, just do it. And then that's probably what happened. I think that's genuinely what happened. Now, Cena speaks the language fluently and learned it when he made his living as a superstar wrestler who toured the world. And now, yeah, Deadline even notes this. And And I like the fact that they've noted it because it's the motivation. They say China is hugely important to the global economic picture of the Fast and Furious series. And the film so far has grossed around 137 million since its May 21st release. Watch Cena's apology below, which we'll get to in a moment. But I just think it's fascinating. I genuinely think it's fascinating. One, John Cena, like, I get it, you've been told to do this. I hope you've been told to do this. I hope that it wasn't you. I hope that it wasn't you. Because the apology is like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't in this situation. But at the very least, in these kind of situations, you can have some moral fibre to your being. You know, do we kowtow to a communist regime, or do we, you know, state that some, you know, a place that is separatist of that has gone, yeah, no, 100%, we're literally just trying to do our own thing now. I know where my moral standing goes anyway, and I think it's a shame that many other people's don't land in that direction. But again, I get it because it's all about the money. But ladies and gents, where does your moral standing lie? Because I do some of these videos every now and then about, you know, Hollywood. Hollywood is basically owned by China. Like, it is by now. It's 100% owned by China. That's not a surprise anymore. And I was really glad to see some bills brought into place to limit their grasp of cinema and theatres and things like that, and how things are made and what we can do to sort of kowtow to them and all these kind of things. And I thought that was actually quite smart, to be honest, because you do have two opposing factions, and when one is basically using one as propaganda to not only propagandize their own people, but of course to propagandize Americans and the rest of the Western free, what you can call the free world. Anyway, that's a problem, and I don't want to get into the politics behind it, but we can all understand that that's probably not right, I'm sure. So anyway, the story, the headline here, is that John Cena apologizes. I'm going to roll the video in a moment, and then we'll just cut. We'll just end this video there. But I'd love you to leave your thoughts down below. Please do. If you are new here, hit subscribe, give the video a like, and please do share it, because it doesn't really look, you know, it doesn't show John Cena in a particularly good light, and I think these things are important to highlight when these things happen, because they are the PR machine, and this is important. Now, if you are new here or you're a current subscriber, please do check out my second channel. It's linked down below in the description box. It's called Car Nonsense, where I'm actually rebuilding a Group A rally car. I'd love to have my awesome community over there. But that being said, ladies and gents, I'm going to leave you with John Cena's very strange apology. Enjoy.
你好，中国，这是叫西娜。我必须说，现在，在《速度与激情》中，我做很多采访，很多，所以在一个采访，我有一个错误，所有人问我，如果我可以用中文，速度与激情中人给我很多资讯 information。所以很多采访，很多 information，我有一个错误，我必须说，现在就是很重要。我爱更尊重中国，更中国人。我很抱歉对我的错误，对不起，我很抱歉。你必须了解，我。很爱，很尊重中国跟中国人，不好意思。